Hello everyone, this is Mukunthan Ragavan, and this video we are going to see the role locators as part of Playwright locators. In previous video we have seen the text locator, which is very simple and straightforward. It is just like what you see in the screen, you will make it as a locator. In this we are going to see the special type of locator, which is role locators. Let's try to understand what is role locator and how it works. Before going to the role, we need to understand ARIA, which is Accessible Rich Internet Applications. As per these standards, it defines a set of rules to enhance the accessibility of the web content. So basically, these rules provides the semantic information about elements. And basically, this will be used for assistive technologies. And it is mainly used to increase the user experience, especially for the disabled people. Now let's understand the basic usage of page by get by role. In order to use the get by role locator, we will be using the page object page.getByRole. Inside this, we will be giving the actual role that we are looking for. And optionally, you can give the other parameters such as name, level, checked, selected, expanded. If you talk about the role, any element can have maybe button, heading, link, and so on. As we discussed, name could be the simple matching name, or it could be the level in case of if you are looking for the headings like a H1, or if it is the checkboxes, it could be checked. If it is a drop down, it could be selected. If it is the menu, it can be expanded. So based on the element and its role, you may have different options to narrow down your selection. Then here the question arises, so when to use the role locators? As we discussed, test locators will be used for the non-interactive elements, whereas the interactive elements can be found by the role locators. And benefits are much, but here we can see the main three. It will be for the accessibility compliance, and it will be more resilient whenever the DOM changes. And it will be very straightforward because it clearly defines what role it is actually intended. Now, again, in HTML, you don't need to worry about whether you have the role as an attribute or not. Why? Because by default, without explicit role attribute, most of the things will have its role. For example, a tag will have by default link as the role. Button tag will have the button. Even if you use the different input based on the type, could be button, checkbox, radio, the same becomes a role for that. So either you can have the explicit role as a button, or if you are using button or input type, then it will be the same. So that most of the times you may or may not see the role, but still you can continue with get by role. Now let's get into the demo and try to understand how it works in real time. You can see the sample web page on your total left hand side, which has maximum click button, checkbox, link, radio button, tab, and text box. In middle, you can see the actual HTML content. However, since we explained about the explicit and implicit role attribute, you may or may not have the role. In this demo index.html, still you have the role attribute. Wherever you can see the role, you can see it could be checkbox, alert, button, radio group, or role, or it could be the text box. However, we will try to use it. Since we are focusing only on the role, we will close the index.html. Let's try to focus the actual test. It's very simple, straightforward. You will be using the role button. However, in the same page, you might have the different buttons. So we are now providing the extra optional parameters, which are name. So this button has the click me as the text. So that would be the name. Same with alert. Since it's going to be only one alert, I don't need to give any optional parameter. And it goes same with checkbox. It same goes with the link. And it same goes with the radio button and tab. Last but not least, we have the text box. In text box, I have given the name as enter text. If you see the web page, the enter text is actually in front of the text box. It is not what is present inside your text box because that is called placeholder, which might be used in the later sessions. But at this video, we are focusing on the get by role so that we are giving name as enter text. In case if you know about the get by placeholder, you can use the placeholder. However, it is suggestible not to use the placeholder because as soon as you click on that, sometime it is changing or sometime it will disappear. So that's the reason we can use the get by role at this point of time. Then remaining steps, you already know that it is something like you capture into the variable, then you do the different actions. It could be click if it is a button, it could be check if it is a checkbox, radio button, again you will check it, and tab, again you will click on that, or if it is the text box, you will enter some text. So this is a simple understanding about the get by role. Just execute and see the output. Here you can see it has been clicked and the alert message has came and link has been clicked and option 2 has been selected, tab 2 has been selected, sample text has been entered. So everything got passed and you can see the pass result. So basically now let's recollect everything what we have seen. We have seen mainly ARIA, which is accessible rich internet applications, which defines a set of rules for the web element. And it is mainly for the accessibility. If you are from the accessibility, you might be knowing this. If not, it's well and good. You can use the role. And we can use the role by using the page.getByRole. We will give mainly the role and then optional parameters based on the element. Then we have seen when to use the role locators for the interactive elements and benefits we have seen. And we also seen it's not every time you will have the explicit role attribute. Sometimes it will be the implicit. For example, the examples are shown in the diagram. You can understand buttons. It can have the role as a button. Same goes for the other examples. Then we have seen the sample HTML page and the sample test case. And this is all about this video, and always be a rainbow in others cloud.